YouTube, this is Snake here. Power Stone gameplay and review. Sega Dreamcast. Capcom.
Hey guys, this is Chevy JP86 here, back again with another video, and this is going to be a video review on Power Stone for the Sega Dreamcast. An awesome little gem. This game came out in 1999, basically a launch title for the Sega Dreamcast. It is a 4-player 3D fighter. It's got some of the same kind of style of gameplay to it as Super Smash Brothers, so to speak. There is a lot of items that you can pick up throughout the game when you're actually fighting against the computer or against another player. So you can use items as an advantage and such. And yeah, you gotta love that. Power Stone War. Very Japanese title. Okay, so these are some of the settings and options. Save, load, you know, everything like that. Power Stone Collection is something that you gain as you complete the game. Now this is the obvious game options: difficulty settings, time limit, round limit. You can have like up to 5 rounds, I believe. Damage for what you take, and we all know about sound. But this game, even on medium, it's a bit of a bitch at times. But then again, it's a Japanese fighter, so it's to be expected. So we'll just put it in medium here. Alright. So now on to the game. Now, this is the character select screen, and as you can see, there's not too many characters. There's only 8 characters to choose from, but I mean, every character has their own unique abilities, which is kind of sweet, and you'll see how you gain those unique abilities as we play through the game here. You go through various parts of the globe to fight. It's kind of a standard fighting mechanic. It works though, but as you'll notice, that this is a very Japanese game. So, on to the graphics side of things. This was, as you can see, it's a 1999 release, so it's going to be dated. But for that time, I mean, we were all used to gameplay on the 64 and the PlayStation and stuff like that. There was no PS2 yet or anything like that. So this was, you know, prior to PS2, and looking at it, it's a pretty damn good game. I mean, you go from 32-bit, like I said, to 64, and then to this. It's a huge step up. The textures are very clean. It's a different looking game. It's got a cartoony look to it, but it still does the trick. Like, you never seen anything like this back then. And that's where this game kind of stands out from every other game that was on the system back then. Next to Soul Calibur, of course. That kind of takes the cake for any graphical aspect. But this game kind of held the bar as far as 4-player goes. It was very good in 4-player too, because there was not a lot of slowdown. It was fairly fast-paced, and it kept the same kind of attributes as single-player did. So that's where I really actually liked this game, was 4-player. But here we go on to some of the gameplay mechanics. This game, and as you can see, as you advance throughout it, you through every stage, you can actually use the stage to your advantage. You can grapple onto the stage, you can jump off to stuff to kick your opponent in the face and whatever else. You can grab chairs, any items, like those barrels there. You can just use stuff to your advantage. And these Power Stones is, you know, this is the game right there, Power Stone. You collect 3 stones throughout the match, and you have one, he has one, your opponent. and then one will randomly appear throughout the stage, and you just collect 3 of them, and then that's what brings out your unique abilities that you unleash on your opponent. And that's the thing that kind of gives you the tactical advantage overall, because when you're in that mode, when you change, you can beat the living shit out of your opponent. Like, it's almost very, very unfair. And that's where this game somewhat falls flat too, because later on in the stages, these guys are goddamn Power Stone horrors. And then it gets ridiculous. Like, look at those throwing stars. You can't even get away from that shit. It's retarded. But I mean, that's where you got to use some tactics in order to keep the Power Stones away from them, because they just fuck you up, and it's ridiculous. As you can see here, like, I got away from that one. No, kind of. But yeah, you got to keep it away from them. And this stage, this is second to last boss, really. Well, third. This is some pirate dude. It's kind of the whole entire theme of the game is somewhat pirate-like. You're basically on a hunt for these Power Stones, and that's what you get throughout the matches, like I said. And I don't know, it's unique. Like, you don't like I said, back in 1999, nobody ever really had anything like this except for the Dreamcast. I mean, other than Super Smash Brothers, really, there was no really 4-player fighters out there for us to actually to play against one another. And this game really did it justice. And I mean, still to this day, I can go back and play this game and have a lot of fun. And it's dated, but I mean, at the same time, the graphics are still amazing for back in 1999, like nothing you'd ever seen before. And the actual controls itself aren't stiff. They're very well orchestrated on the Dreamcast controller. Very easy to play and pick up. So if you do end up picking up this game and you play fighters, you'll notice right away you're right at home with this one. Very, very easy, drawn out. And these stages throughout the matches as it goes on throughout the game, it's a lot of fun. Like, you can have a lot of fun with this. And there is actually an actual tactic to playing this game when you're trying to fight your opponent, and especially this guy right here near the end. And this guy is what we like to call a gem whore. He'll go for that gem before he'll attack you, or if you try and go towards it, you're dead. And then he turns into this big behemoth. He did, like I said, a gem whore, so he kind of went a cure on our asses. And you just gotta beat the living hell out of him. You gotta try and avoid all of his attacks, because if he touches you like a few times, you're raped. And again, on medium, this game is ridiculous. Like that right there, when you see me face his first form, that took me a while to beat that bitch. I just skipped through that shit so I could let you guys see the end of this. It's a little ridiculous. But nonetheless, see, you can't even get away from some of that shit. It's stupid. But we're talking about a Japanese fighter here. This isn't a North American game at all. Japanese fighters tend to be 10 times harder than any of the games that are released over here. So it's awesome. It's a challenge, and if you guys are up for a challenge, I'm pretty sure you'll love this game as much as I do, or even more. Yeah, nothing much more I can say about it, guys. It's awesome. So if you were thinking about picking this game up, or you were looking at it on Amazon or on eBay, and you can get it for real cheap, I'd say give it a go. Pick it up, especially if you're into Dreamcast as much as I am. You'll really like this one. So that pretty much concludes my review and gameplay of Power Stone. And this is kind of the ending for Falcon. Like I said, very Japanese, but awesome at the same time. Many of you that have the Dreamcast can appreciate this stuff. It's so, so awesome. I've always liked these little storyboard cutout clips. They're awesome. I don't know how many times I can say awesome in one video. It's the Dreamcast for you. It just brings out the awesomeness. But there you have it. That is, in a nutshell, Power Stone. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video review, and yeah, I'll be back with another video on here soon. Take care, YouTube.